In the 14th century, one man was so wealthy, he broke an entire nation's economy just by giving gifts. His name has been erased from most history books. Yet once, he was the most powerful man on earth. This is the untold story of Mansa Musa, the emperor whose gold reshaped the world. Since centuries before Europe knew Africa's true wealth, a golden empire thrived along the Niger River. This was the Mali Empire, a kingdom built on gold, salt, and trade routes that stretched across the desert.
When the throne passed to a young ruler named Musa, few could have predicted what he would become.
As Mansa, meaning King of Kings, Musa inherited an empire already rich in gold mines and trade.
Mali controlled nearly half the world's gold supply, mined from remote fields deep in the empire's south.
Caravans from across Africa and the Middle East converged on Mali to trade salt, gold, and ideas. At the empire's heart stood Timbuktu, a city of scholars, libraries, and gleaming mosques. This city wasn't just wealthy, it was becoming one of the greatest centers of learning on Earth. But Musa dreamed of something greater. He wanted the world to know that Mali existed.
Deeply devoted to his faith, a man decided to undertake the ultimate journey, the pilgrimage to Mecca.
What followed would become one of the most extraordinary journeys in recorded history.
In 1324, Mansa Musa set out on a pilgrimage that would shake the economies of entire nations. Historical accounts describe a caravan of tens of thousands, soldiers, officials, and servants. Camels carried enormous quantities of gold, enough to reshape the economy of every city he passed. For months, the procession crossed the unforgiving Sahara, moving slowly toward Egypt. Along the way, Musa's caravan stopped at oases, and his generosity became legendary before he even reached Cairo. Musa gave away gold freely to the poor and to local rulers, a generosity unlike anything witnessed before. Then Musa arrived in Cairo, one of the greatest cities in the medieval world. The people of Cairo had never seen wealth like this. An entire kingdom seemed to walk through their gates.
Musa spent and gave away so much gold in Cairo that its value collapsed almost overnight.
Historians say the price of gold in Egypt didn't recover for over a decade after his visit. Musa was received by the Sultan of Egypt, who was stunned by the scale of Mali's wealth and power. News of the Golden King spread rapidly through trade routes to Europe, Persia, and beyond. For the first time, European mapmakers began marking the Mali Empire with an image of a golden king. After weeks in Cairo, Musa continued his journey east, toward the holy city of Mecca. Reaching Mecca, Musa completed the pilgrimage that every devout believer dreamed of finishing.
For Musa, this moment wasn't about wealth. It was about faith, humility, and devotion.
But the return journey brought new challenges. Musa's treasury had been emptied by his own generosity. To fund the journey home, Musa was forced to borrow gold at high interest from Cairo's merchants. On his way back, Musa convinced a brilliant architect and scholar to return with him to Mali.
That architect would go on to design some of the most iconic buildings in West African history.
Grand mosques rose across the empire, transforming Timbuktu's skyline forever.
What was once a trading outpost became one of the wealthiest and most learned cities on earth.
Musa funded the growth of Sankore University, drawing scholars from across the Islamic world. Manuscripts on science, law, and philosophy flooded into Timbuktu, rivaling libraries in Cairo and Baghdad.
Musa's true legacy wasn't just his wealth, it was the empire of knowledge he built afterward. Under his rule, Mali's borders expanded, stretching across much of West Africa.
Trade routes connecting Mali to North Africa, the Middle East, and beyond thrived like never before. Foreign scholars, architects, and traders traveled to Mali, drawn by tales of its golden king.
In his later years, Musa focused on strengthening his empire's institutions rather than conquest.
Mansa Musa passed away around 1337, leaving behind an empire richer and more enlightened than he found it. Though the Mali Empire eventually declined, the cities Musa built endured for centuries. European maps continued to depict him for generations, the Golden King holding a scepter, and a nugget of gold. Today, remnants stand. Musa's mosques and libraries still stand. They are World Heritage Sites. Thousands of manuscripts from that golden age still exist, preserving centuries of African scholarship.
Some modern historians estimate Musa's wealth would be worth hundreds of billions of dollars today. Centuries later, chroniclers from Cairo to Europe still wrote about the king who arrived with more gold than they had ever seen.
Mansa Musa proved that true power isn't just military strength. It's the legacy of knowledge and generosity.
While other rulers of his era are remembered for wars, Musa is remembered for building minds. His pilgrimage didn't just enrich his empire, it placed Africa firmly on the world map. For centuries afterward, trade and scholarship continued to flow between Mali and the wider world. Even after empires rose and fell, the city Musa transformed remains a symbol of Africa's golden past.
To this day, historians still debate just how wealthy Mansa Musa truly was, because no number seems too large. His story reminds us that true legacy isn't measured in gold, but in what that gold is used to build. Mansa Musa's empire may have faded, but his story still echoes through history's forgotten chapters.
History is full of untold stories waiting to be uncovered, and there are so many more to explore.
If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Veiled Conquerors. Tell us, which ruler should we uncover next?